So, what we were talking about, Miami. While there's no real talk about Shedeur to Miami, um, there is real pressure for Miami to get a new quarterback. And they're 0-3. And after the loss to the Bills, somebody went and found Shedeur's account and saw that he reposted one of the posts that was going around with a very despondent looking, very discouraged looking Tyreek Hill. And I think that's kind of fueling the fire where people asking, does he know something we don't? So I took a look at their depth chart, right? And they have, I think, 3 quarterbacks, but one is Tua, and their most recent draft selection is Quinn Ewers from UT. Now, we talked about him a little bit as well, but Quinn Ewers is listed as questionable. So that leaves Zach Wilson. So the only open space is QB4. And a lot of teams, no team is pretty much carrying 4 quarterbacks unless they don't trust QB1 and QB2. So while there's not a direct opening, meaning 4th is the only opening, I think the pressure is to replace Tua with Shadur. And that's coming from a lot of people in the sports world, outside of the sports world. And I kind of knew this would happen when it got to a point where Shadur is just idling away in Cleveland with teams needing a quarterback. Hey, send Shadur to Miami. And y'all know Shadur loves Miami. In fact, Shiloh talks about it in his most recent blog because he's asking people when his lease is up in December, where should he move to? And he mentioned Miami because, Shadur likes the vacation there and he would obviously come down there. So that could have been the reason why Shadur went ahead and reposted it. But pressure matters, right? In this situation, it might take a while. It might not matter at all, talking about Shadur to Miami. But in Cleveland, I told y'all earlier when I posted a short, I told y'all I was going to look into the conversation that's taking place in Cleveland that Shadur is getting reps after practice. Now, that's where pressure made a difference, right? So in Cleveland, it is true. Shadur is getting reps after practice. Why did that happen? It happened because of the conversation, the outrage about a week or 2 ago. People learned that Shadur wasn't getting any practice team reps. And people are like, well, what do you have him doing over there, right? If he's not working out with the scout team, you're not prepping him for the games. What the hell is he doing? So Kevin Stefanski went on the defensive to say, hey, we are interested in his development. So they came up with something called, what is it called? They called it a all right plan to make sure Shedur's all right. He gets 8 to 10 reps after practice. Now, I don't know about y'all, but why does his reps have to come after practice? That's what I don't understand. So I looked into it. It is true. Shadur does get reps after practice. Again, I don't know why it is that Shadur has to get reps after practice. Now, one publication, AI, basically said it's for Shadur and it's for Dylan. But when I looked at the article by Russ Tucker, who's some kind of analyst, I guess, in Cleveland, he said it's just for Shadur. I'm not going to split hairs over if it's for Shadur or if it's for Dylan. My question is, why does he have to get 8 to 10 more reps after practice? Why can't it happen in the practice? You only have Flacco, who's a how many year veteran? 17? Something ridiculous like that. And then you have Dylan that you need to get ready. And then, of course, you have Bailey Zapp, who's on the scout team. So now Shadur gets reps after practice. So that tells you that they were pressured into responding to the reports that they're not utilizing him. They're underutilizing him. They're not developing him. They're not getting ready. So that's what the all right plan is. So it is true. He's getting extra reps after practice, but it still tells me he's not a priority for them. Cleveland has made it very clear Shadur is just bait capital or draft capital. Understand this, though. In order to make him valuable draft capital, because he's going to outproduce his draft stock, don't you need to put him out there so people can see what they're getting? Or is it that he's just going to be sent somewhere like he was sent to Cleveland and it doesn't really matter? Like his next team could be just as trash and he'll never get an opportunity to play. So his draft capital is irrelevant. I don't think that's what Barry had in mind when he said the alternative use for Shedeur. He meant draft capital. And Stefanski is the person to making sure that Shedeur doesn't get any development. Understand this. Stefanski's record in the last 20 games, I had to look this up, is 3-17. That means last season and the first 2 games of this season, 20 games, 3-17. Why the hell does he even have a choice in the matter as to who the hell the quarterback is? He's obviously not a good judge of character. He is 3-17. Atlanta just fired their kicker for missing a critical kick, right? And I asked, but y'all still got Kirk Cousins. So now I'm just going to ask, how the hell is Stefanski still allowed to make any decisions for this team now or in the future with a 3-17 record? I told y'all he was already sub 500 coming into the season. Now they're 0-2 and they're getting ready to play the Packers, and he refuses to get the best quarterback on the roster. He refuses to get the best quarterback on the roster developed just in case. That tells you he's not even an emergency QB3 like they said. It's a lie. Or they want him to get out there at QB3 when Dylan fell, and they want him to fail too. So again, how does a coach that's 3-17 through the last 20 games, how is he even allowed to lead this team into failure like that? See, that right there is negligence by the owner. So it's true, Shedeur Sanders is getting extra reps after practice, but it came only after the outrage with the media and fans hearing that they're not developing Shedeur. So it sounds like it's a stubborn response, a begrudgingly response, 8 to 10 reps after practice. I don't know why he got to stay late for that. Not that he wouldn't, but the point is, why can't he get his reps in the middle of the practice just like everybody else? Again, exclusion and humiliation. You see, that's what they specialize in Cleveland. Exclusion, he's excluded from getting reps like everybody else, and humiliation. Oh, you got to stay late. Like he in detention for 8 to 10 reps that you're not going to never need. So it's true, y'all. He does get extra reps after practice. All right. So I know people have Shedeur in their prayers to be traded somewhere. Again, I told y'all if it happened, it's going to be forced. The Jets only have technically one quarterback, and that 3 and 4 is open, and that's Tyrod Taylor because Justin Fields is concussed, but nobody's mentioned Shedeur going over there. Again, if Shedeur gets traded, it's going to be just like in the draft, unexpected and forced. So keep that in mind. Unexpected and forced. All right, so let's move on to Shiloh. All right, so I posted Shiloh's vlog earlier. We're going to take a look. I have 2 scenes queued up that I wanted to share with y'all. He was telling us about his bad news that he had with the NFL. And then this one special scene that I put to the side and curated that I wanted to share because, you know, he living his best life. So we're going to take a look at that. Let's get into it. And if y'all need the link to it, go to my post. I put it in the, I actually shared the entire vlog. All right. So Shiloh's still in Tampa. He said he's going to be living there until December, and that he's looking for a new place after December. And if you listen to the vlog, he asked people to tell him where he should move. I put Atlanta because he said he's still going to do acting and modeling. He said acting for sure. He has some music videos dropping. So he's quite busy, right? He's quite busy. So this is why I wanted to share it because, you know, people worried about him. No need to be worried. He's living his best life. So let's get into it.
Let me know also. Well, y'all, I got some bad news today. Let's see what it say. So in the NFL, like you play, and then a week or 2 weeks after, that's when they pay you. So any fines, anything that you owe the NFL, if you do something and they fine you, they take it from that and then they pay you. So you don't even have a chance to get it yet. So they done took my little money, but they just told me on the appeal that I'm not gonna get it back. So I mean, it is what it is. But you know, just to let y'all know, they actually did fine me, and that is kind of absurd. But it is what it is. The thing about it is, like, how do you fine somebody that much
when the game isn't even that much?
I think you get like $2,000 per game for preseason games.
How you gonna charge me $4,000?
It just don't make sense. But you know, they seen the appeal, and then they denied it, so it is what it is. Kind of sucks, you know what I'm saying? But oh well, we're gonna run it up regardless. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I didn't want to interrupt your video shooting, but I just wanted to say what's up, bro. I've been following your family for a little minute, and I respect y'all, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
For sure.
Thank you.
Y'all don't let life live you. You live life.
Nah, most definitely.
Energy, bro. Real recognize real. So.
I know you was real when I seen you here, because this is the best place.
So, okay. So you heard him. He actually submitted an appeal for the fine. It seems that they fined him double the money they were going to pay him. It just seems to me that the NFL is hell-bent on disrespecting the Sanders. I told y'all it's not about Coach Prime. This is about the Sanders NFL legacy. They want to disregard and disrespect the Sanders legacy, all the while propping up and holding up the Manning's legacy. That is all this is about. That is, Shiloh has done nothing to these people. This is not about some deep-seated hatred for Coach Prime, because I told you Coach Prime was right there on the stage at the NFL Ring of Honor with Bill Belichick. This is about disrespecting the Sanders NFL legacy, showing people and telling people the Sanders don't mean anything to them. At the same time, they were trying to prop up Arch Manning. If you notice, that conversation went silent. That conversation went totally silent. You don't even hear about it anymore. That tells you people were making sure that they disrespected Shadur, making sure that they were propping up Arch Manning. But